Hey, Chef Ro here. Today I'm going to show you how to work with lemongrass. Now, not a lot of people have worked with lemongrass, but it is found in a lot of Southeast Asian dishes, and it's a really delicious ingredient to work with. It just needs a little bit of finessing, and it is a great ingredient if you've got some pent-up aggression that you need to take care of. Let me show you what we're going to do. Here I have my lemongrass. Now this is a big one. Sometimes at the grocery store you'll get them in little pieces like this in the little plastic container. That's fine too. The key is that usually it's got a layer or two on the outside that just wants to fall right off. If it wants to fall off, it means that we don't want it. Okay, so you can see I have this piece here, just fell off. Lovely, beautiful. You could use it in a stock if you wanted to, if you wanted a little bit of Asian flavor to it, but not really good for much else. Now we're ready to use it, or so you think. The problem is that it's a very tough woody stalk here. You can see it doesn't have much give. So we have to get the oils released even before we start cutting it if we really want to get the most flavor out of it. Let me show you the fun way we get to do that. So we get to take our lemongrass and we get to take our knife. I like a nice hefty German knife for this personally, but any knife will work. Usually a chef's knife is best. And we're going to use the spine of it. So not the sharp side, the spine back here, this side of it here. And you're literally just going to start beating it up. Okay? And you'll start to smell the aromas coming out of it, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Once that happens, you see down on the end here, it's just kind of gross, and our rule of thumb is always, if it doesn't look like something you want to eat, don't eat it. Okay, and usually I look in the center here. If it's got several layers in it, that's usually okay to start working with. Sometimes that root stays in there and it's just one big circular piece in the center. And if that's the case, you want to try and get to above that point before you start working, and then you can just start cutting. Okay? Now, because lemongrass is so woody, some recipes will call for you to just take a 2-inch piece of it and put it in cheesecloth or tie a string to it or something so that you can get it back out. Kind of like in French cooking bay leaves, you don't really leave them in there. If so, the beating up is even more important, or else those oils aren't going to release into whatever dish it is that you're cooking. If you want to cut it very finely, my strong suggestion is that you should grind it almost into a paste, and you may still get a couple of pieces that are kind of like, you're like, ooh, what am I eating? Is it a piece of wood? But at least if you grind it in a food processor or something, a little liquid will help it go down a little faster too. That's about the only way that you're going to want to leave the pieces in there, because even with extended cook times, they don't really soften down enough that they're easily chewed without being in minuscule pieces. Now you know how to work with lemongrass, so you can add this lovely floral citrusy flavor and scent to any dish you like.